Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again for another movie review. This is straight from Amazon Original, The Idea of You. This is starring Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Gazantine. Anne Hathaway is playing the role of Celine, and Celine is a 40-year-old that is working and accomplished and has a daughter, but one day she goes to her daughter's concert and she finds
Coachella.
24-year-old band singer named Hayes, and they hit it off very complicated, but yet very romantic all the same at that time, and thus starts their engagement, and the movie goes from there. So the background of this kind of reminds you of certain artists. They take luxuries from certain things. But I think it was actually a sweet little story. But we're gonna go and unpack it. Me and Busy Braun. What's up, Busy? How you doing, man?
So, man, I mean, I'm excited for this. I really didn't know what I was getting into. I mean, the vibes this movie gave off. We'll dive into it, but I mean, honestly, I kind of I enjoyed my time. I didn't feel like it was too wasted, but I enjoyed my time.
Yeah, I was intrigued by this because of the interviews. I've seen so many different interviews with Anne Hathaway and him that it seemed like genuinely they had a great time.
Their chemistry was off the
Especially
charts, bro.
right, like every time they're in an interview and every time they're on screen together, it seems like there's natural chemistry and they actually are having a great time. There are certain moments that seem very improvised, some moments that should be bloopers. It just comes off very cute.
Hmm.
I think they do a really good job of showcasing not only her personality but his. And they don't make it like this natural cliche thing, even though a lot of the line delivery is very
Yes,
cringy and very cheesy and
and
one note.
and I wanted to get that out of the way. I enjoyed it, but I feel like there is time for me to get some of the bad out of the way. And I want to start off with just saying some of the dialogue. And again, it's so cringy that it's enjoyable. There was moments where we would hear like a piece of dialogue and we would just start laughing. Like it made the movie just more fun. And I truly enjoyed that. So even though there was times where it straight up felt like a Hallmark or a Lifetime movie, it really like, and I think you mentioned this, it just the budget was there. It just felt more what's the right word? It just
Put
felt like
together, well put together.
well
Yeah.
put together, yeah. But I really did enjoy what we got. There was a lot of corniness, and sometimes corniness is fun. Like this is just the type of movie to just kind of like shut your brain off and just it's fun to enjoy.
Yeah. And the movie itself, again, I kind of spoke on it a little bit, but this is modeled a little bit
Uh-huh.
from Harry Styles' life,
Hmm.
and also his career. But I don't think it actually happened. I think it's just modeled certain.
For sure. Oh, for sure.
But
It's like they took inspiration from it. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, but as far as the film itself, it's a really straightforward story. I mean, honestly, you're gonna pretty much predict a good amount of it. I think in the third act, second to third act transition, there are certain things that I was like, this is how it's gonna end. And they surprised me a little bit. I actually was pleasantly surprised and enjoyed the way they ended it because they tried to use realistic sides of how this is gonna work out because
Hmm.
this is a 4-year-old woman dating a superstar, like in his 20s, that everyone wants.
Yeah, and it's like you were over here calling how the ending was gonna happen, and you were right. But then they did something else that just made it kind of bittersweet, and it was fun. I truly enjoyed it because like I didn't expect to enjoy like to go through different emotions, but just at the ending alone, I mean, for some reason, I was smiling ear to ear. And again, I just never expected that to be the case going into this. And like I said, I had fun with it. Like it's by no means the perfect movie, but it's just one of those I don't know, like those fun rom-com type deals, that you can just it's there. It's fun.
Yeah, there was a movie that came out, I think it was maybe a year ago or maybe 2 years ago. It was Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson.
Okay.
And basically they were in love and he's just a normal guy and she was a superstar and they hit it off. I think the movie's called Marry Me.
Okay.
And that movie was very fun as well. A little bit more on the PG-13 side. Not as much, sensual stuff, but the framing is the same. And I think that from an entertainment standpoint, it's a sweet movie, much like that. Um, the thing I'll say about this film is that, like Bezzy said, like some of the dialogue is really cheesy, and honestly, very predictable at times. But I think that they shot it well. They kept things very vibrant. Like when you're seeing the scenes of like him at Coachella or him like performing, like it feels like they had a decent side budget, so it didn't kind of feel like really cookie cutter. And I think also there's natural relationships, like the relationship she has with her daughter is a very real one. I think that at certain points I was like, this is going to be really cheesy and corny. But I enjoyed the relationship that she had with her daughter Izzy, played by Ella Robin. The thing about it is they have certain relationships that they kind of showcase like how this would work like naturally, like in the limelight. And I think a lot of it is really believable. But then sometimes it's over exaggerated because over time people do let go of stuff because it goes to the next person. Um, so I think that that can be exhausting at times for maybe where you're kind of like, oh, when are we gonna get to this? When are we gonna get to that? Like I think at
Ye-
moments I was worried that that was gonna be a running trend, but I think they hit their
No.
stride at a certain point. At a certain point, I think I'm just enjoying it just for where it's gonna go. Where's the journey gonna take me?
Yeah, I think again, try to stay away from spoilers, but like there's a part as soon as you know that there's a certain cliche drama that you know they're gonna have to go through, as soon as that gets out of the way, it starts to be a little more, again, enjoyable. Because obviously, when you are with, say, a superstar, there's gonna be some issues. But definitely a fun movie all around. I was happy with what we got. Uh, n- I really don't know what else to say. I don't want to say too much because again, people are watching this to get a non-spoiler so they can know kind of what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah.
And again, like don't overthink it. Go into it. Just enjoy it for what it is, and that's just a cheesy rom com. And I feel like those are the type of movies that I mess with, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean the thing that I'll say, this is not for kids. It's not PG-13. There are definitely a lot of implied and sensual moments. So be forewarned. But this is not 50 Shades of Grey. Like you're not getting like over the top, like even like I mean, honestly, the Bridgerton. Bridgerton is notorious for a
you
lot of nudity and stuff like that. That's not
you
this.
were flat out saying that you feel as though this could have been a PG-13 movie.
It could have been. I
Yeah,
think
and I
that some
feel
of the
like there's maybe a few scenes, like not even a few, but like maybe one or two scenes that kind of jump the gun a little bit and make it that rated R, movie. But other than that, it really isn't that crazy. Not even
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that helps this movie again is our main star, Anne Hathaway. We
Oh
grew
my
up with
god, man,
her.
I love
We
this woman so much.
remember when she was in her 20s, right? And so it's kind of like we've grown up with her. We've seen like how much of a beautiful soul and a great actress she is. So to kind of have her awakening, it's not giving me when Stella got her groove back or anything like that. But I think it is interesting to have seen her get to this point in her life and kind of see that spark kind of come back. I think it's a really interestingly beautiful story, and I think
Mhm.
how they work it all out, I think it's a very enjoyable one. So at the very least, I think you're gonna have an enjoyable time checking it out. It's gonna be available on Amazon Prime, but it's also I think gonna have a theatrical run as well. So I think it's worth going to check out. If
For sure.
anything else, as far as a rating from A to F, I'd rate this at a C plus to B minus. I would definitely go and watch it with my wife. I would definitely say it'd be. I mean, I don't know. Some people are gonna think it's a little little cringy and a little corny, but I think it's a good watch and it's very entertaining when anything. I mean, the fact that we watched it all the way through, and I was like, I'll do this, I'll do that. Like, I was glued in. Like, it's even like certain moments when they first met, I was like, oh man, this is so freaking cheesy. At first, I thought I was like, but I just kept watching, and I had a pleasant time watching it. What about you, Busy? What's
I'm
your
giving
letter
it a B minus. I had fun with it. I honestly, again, I went into this just expecting to just watch a movie, make a review, and be like, all right, let's just be honest. But the fact that I was smiling as much as I did, I think watching it with a buddy helped too, because like the amount of times, like we just both kind of jumped and started like giggling at certain lines because of how like funny it was written or how it was delivered. Because the actor that played Hayes can deliver. He knew what he was doing with certain lines, and it was actually enjoyable. I had fun. So I
Yeah.
mean, I truly did not. I enjoyed what I saw, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, great chemistry, great actors, even when in the midst of cheesy Hallmark framing, can make a very
That lucky
entertaining ride.
bastard, bro.
So, definitely
Yeah.
go and check out the idea of you. And
Hmm.
if you have any other questions, let us know in the comment section below.
Before we go, Sam, what is your favorite Anne Hathaway movie?
The Dark Knight Rises. Now,
Really?
now I'm joking.
Princess Diaries.
No, Les Mis is like by far like her best performance. But I
Really?
think a movie I would watch again and again and again with her is either Devil Wears Prada or The Dark Knight Rises. To be honest with you, I think she
Okay.
killed it as Catwoman. But The Devil Wears Prada, like I mean, that's iconic. And but her best performance is Les Mis for sure.
I
And
think I grew up with what is it, Princess Diaries? So
mhm,
I really enjoyed the hell out of that. So every time I think of Anne Hathaway, I think of those movies for sure.
yeah, and I mean, my man, he's got a good, promising little career as well. He was in a movie that he was so weird in, so cheesy. It's called The Bottoms. I saw it last year, but he's a good little actor, man. He's actually 29. I think he's
Oh,
30 or 29 in real life.
he was the boyfriend in Purple Hearts. I didn't
Yeah,
know
he
that.
was. Yeah, he
Oh, that's
was.
cool.
Yeah. He was also Red, White, and Royal Blue as well on Netflix. But yeah, busy. Where can everybody find your content, man?
Busy Braun everywhere. Busy reactions on Instagram, and find me on Team JVS doing reviews.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we are going to head out, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Go to the description bar below and check out Busy's channel. And we'll be back. Peace, people.
Filing out the top of the
I can see the skyline, 50 mile radius on my timeline. Ain't nothing on my mind.